Hi again, everybody. It's Jacob from Wiffle Breakers on a brand new setup. Man, I didn't like that light. I don't think I like the fan. Don't like the angle. We'll figure it out. New live stream, new setup. If I change the lighting, that's weird now. Now it's creepy. We'll figure it out. As you can tell, I did 0 test run. It's fine. Maybe if I block the light, I'll feel a little bit better about it. I look really close though. It's fine. Anyway, the move is done, complete. There's one thing I can say confidently after I moved, however many cards that is. I have too many cards. I have way too many cards. Yeah, we're gonna have to block that out somehow. Maybe I do have to turn the light off. Maybe we have to get creepy with it. Now it's real weird. I'm gonna roll with it. We're going light off. the new setup. This is the very first test run, so you're seeing it live as I work through it. Yeah, just too many cards. I noticed I could be more efficient. I'm not weird. I could be more efficient with a lot less cards. I moved. 42 5,000 count boxes was the base. That's how I loaded the truck first. And that in its own right, if those are full, which they weren't, that's still 200,000 cards. That's too many to be rolling around with in its own right, let alone, I don't know, I would guess another 100 or 200,000 cards after that. So I was definitely moving and grooving. I moved all of the cards in one day, which was helpful because then they were gone and done with. However, I did have to rent a truck, put them all in the truck, drive the truck, park the truck, and then move everything else. The cards were they were in the way. It was part of what had to get done. So it got done and we're on our way. But, I missed a week of, I guess I missed about 10 days of selling. Baseball season is in full swing. The Guardians are still in first place. No one can knock me off that ledge. I absolutely love the Guardians. This team setup right now needs one more bullpen arm, and if they replaced a starter, I wouldn't be upset. Slade Ciccone gives up too much hard contact, but the lineup is the best that this team has had in a very long time. I will say Brian Rocchio is kind of playing out of his mind. That can't last. He's hitting 370 something in his last 20 games. So that's going to come back to earth pretty soon. Rocchio was a highly touted prospect. And if it took him 3 years to figure it out, so be it. But I don't want to. I said at the beginning of the year, I said this to multiple people, Brian Rocchio might actually be a good baseball player. Like, I don't know how to put that into words and how to actually quantify it, but he gets on base. He's been stealing. He has 28 RBIs from the 9-hole, 29 RBIs, I think, after last night. He moves people over. He does such a good job as a 9-hole hitter that it's almost to the point where we need to move him up because he's hitting so well out of that 9 spot. The Patrick Bailey trade, I still don't like it. Patrick Bailey batting 145. He did have a big triple last night off Schlittler, which was cool, but I still don't love that trade. And Tugboat Wilkinson got called up to the AAA squad of the Giants. So he's knocking on the door of the majors. And the Giants, who are not doing anything of note or playing well at all. Listen, I was about to talk about the Yankees. They're on the list, okay? The Yankees lost last night, though. Weird how that works. But it doesn't matter. Guardians, Yankees, playoffs, doesn't matter. You could just pencil the Yankees in, and the Guardians and Yankees will 100% meet up in the 2026 playoffs, and the Yankees will win. Aaron Judge will bat 146, and it won't matter because Giancarlo Stanton and Cody Bellinger will combine for 7 home runs and 21 RBI in a 7-game series. I know it because that is what's happened every single matchup since, 2017? Just doesn't matter. Yankees wipe the floor with the Guardians in the playoffs, and it does not matter. The Yankees, I predicted in my prediction video, I said the Yankees were not going to be an AL powerhouse this year. Couldn't be more wrong. They're so good. The biggest issue I have with them is that Aaron Judge isn't playing well. They were missing Garrett Cole, and they're still fantastic. They're at the top of the Major League Baseball in home runs, steals, slugging percentage, starting pitcher ERA. They could use bullpen help just like the Guardians could. They need another one or two lockdown arms back there. But aside from maybe the Padres, everyone could use another bullpen arm. So I was way off about them, and it is scary how good they could be. Ben Rice is a literal MVP candidate. Paul Goldschmidt doesn't give a shit about left-handed pitchers. He just beats the crap out of left-handed pitching. It is insane to watch him. Yeah, I saw that he didn't play last night, and it was obviously because of the shoulder, but they have not put him on the injured list, so that's a good sign, unless that's happened today in the last 3 hours. But I hope he's not hurt, because I like watching good players be good, especially a guy like Aaron Judge, who has historic capabilities. Like, he literally has already made history. I don't want to take him off the playing field. That sucks. But watching the rest of that team, even without him, they're still very good. I mean, even pieces like Caballero is tough to watch, where like I just want him on my team. I want him running the bases in Cleveland because he's so smart. He's a really good defender. It's interesting that they put him in right field last night, which with Volpe at short. I know they're trying to get Volpe, McMahon, and Caballero in the lineup, but I don't know. It's tough to watch like that lineup. And then like I'm so excited about the Guardians lineup, and then I watch the Yankees. And I'm just like, oh yeah, like our lineup's fine, but still got to win a playoff game and out homer someone in a playoff to make a deep run. Yeah, exactly. He's just playing like a regular all-star. That's exactly right. And he's still hit plenty of home runs. He just hasn't gone insane. I saw the 13-run inning. And then Tom Hamilton said they didn't have a base runner the rest of the game. They had a 13-run inning in the second or third, and then not another base runner. That's pretty interesting. They had 18 batters go through. Ben Rice had a triple and a double in the same inning with like 4 RBI. Baseball's awesome. I love baseball. We played on Saturday, we played a game and we went 11 innings. And then on Monday, we were supposed to have a doubleheader, and we played at 6:30. That 6:30 game ended at 10:30, and we went 13 innings in that one. And then we canceled the second game. So we've been playing a lot of extra innings in my league. That's just my adult league. And that's also one of the reasons I haven't shaved. I haven't given up a hit with this beard, so we got to let it run. I threw 4 no-hit innings, got the win on Saturday in that extra inning game. That was pretty fun. And starting tomorrow, we'll see if the shoulder holds up. It still hurts from Saturday. It's fine. I'm 36. Things are going to happen. Looks like stubble. I mean, I know you got a beard, but this is as long as I go. I mean, there's definitely some hair here, but also, I have to turn out the light because it's directly in the sight line. I might have to just prop my computer up when I go live and then angle it down. I think that's what I'll do next time. I'll put the computer up higher, bring the angle down, and then just let the light sit above. With it directly behind me, if I move it all, it blinds the camera. There's no point to that. So I'll work on that. We're good. I'm happy to be back into the swing of things. I went to a shop last night and did some shopping. I don't know if the camera will pick up. Okay, so I did buy this David Ortiz 2015 Topps Snow Camo in a PSA 10. These were numbered to 99 in 2015. This is a Pop 1 Ortiz in a 10. The guy who buys for, or one of their baseball buyers at Midwest Cards in Columbus, came across a Whatnot stream of someone selling off a collection for someone else. And it was a 2015 Topps, like, all-time master set. So every product, every hit, everything that they could think to buy, they bought. So there was 100 plus one-of-ones, and this is a Whatnot stream. He didn't win everything that he wanted to win. So he had, I don't know, 70 one-of-one patches, a bunch of these. Like I showed the Big Poppy, the Jeter all-time iconic photo from 2015 Topps in a snow camo on a PSA 9. That's to 99. I also snagged this pink Mother's Day numbered to 50 of that same Jeter. I want to say this is pop. They're both Pop 2. Or no, this one's Pop 1 with 2 higher. This one's Pop 2 with 4 higher. So that was pretty cool to snag those. I will be trying to sell those, but also I'm going to put an astronomically high price on them, and I don't care if they sell. Those are cards, just iconic cards. I think about that Jeter photo. Anytime people talk about like good photos on baseball cards, that Jeter photo is one of the first that comes to mind. Like just incredible walk off in his last game at Yankee Stadium. Like it's purely scripted. Like you can't think of a better way for him to go out. So that card always sticks in my mind. Some random stuff that I bought from the same collection or stuff that he got. This Jim Palmer hot streak auto. Just an auto I hadn't seen, numbered to 25. I know, dude, 100%. 100%. That is just one of the best moments in baseball history. Jim Palmer auto. I always buy Javi Baez rare stuff in Cubs uniform. So Cubs Javi Baez auto. When I said there were 70 one-of-ones, it was a lot of this stuff from 2015 update with the in the name one-of-one jersey patches. I bought the Jeff Samardzija. So they had like a floor price on all these. They were all the same price. And I wanted to take a shot on a player who probably wasn't that collectible, but I know has a following. Notre Dame wide receiver plus Giants pitcher. Jeff Samardzija does have a good collector base. And this is just in my head. This is a premium letter. A J is a premium letter. So it's a very common letter in people's names, and it's not very common in last names. So for the name Jeff Samardzija, where he has an I and 3 A's, a J is a premium letter. I know that's nerdy, but listen, every advantage is an advantage. Then I bought these coin and stamp cards. This is Andrew McCutchen with a quarter. It's his birth year stamp and birth year coin. This is numbered to 50. I bought the quarter, the nickel, and the penny of McCutchen. I thought these were pretty well priced. And one of the reasons I bought this stuff, we are in what we consider the summer slowdown of reselling, whether it be sports cards or anything else, whether you're selling on eBay or on whatnot. We're officially in the summer slowdown. So what that means is instead of in March and April, I sell a ton of cards, and I sell it across a long list of players. There's players that have hype. There's players that people are excited about going into the season, players that are making spring training rosters, that are on new teams. The buying pool is huge. When we get down into what is now officially June, we're 3 weeks away from summer. The collecting base and the buyer pool shrinks of what people are buying. So I try and focus on the top 25 players in baseball that people are buying, and then stuff that I think is long form or end user stuff. So this Jeter is the perfect example. This is the perfect time to buy this card. This will never go out of style. And if I need to be spending money and turning over inventory, I would like to do it on extremely hot players and extremely long tail players. So this kind of stuff that I bought, I think is super interesting. Will hold, like if it sits in my store, like museum type pieces, I don't mind. I think they're very, very cool. And if I do ever decide to set up at shows, which I am considering, these are good show cards because they have a story. They have eye appeal. They look different than everything else. And also, I just talked about Giancarlo Stanton. That's a Giancarlo Stanton player or Giancarlo Stanton card that's going to have a pretty high collector base, whether it be Yankees, whether it be just like guys who appreciate coins, cards, or Giancarlo Stanton. It's pretty cool. And then I got into, these are all from 2015 tops, some 2014 postseason relics. So this Adam Jones, there's a dinged corner on it. You can see the sticker on there is 40, but the patch on this was just too insane to pass up. And then, if you remember the 2014 World Series, the Giants won the World Series. So I snagged a ton of Giants. Ryan Vogelsong with an incredible patch. There's actually a little gold thread sticking out. That's part of his jersey patch as well. Pumped to add that one. Tim Hudson, one of my all-time favorite players from the World Series. That one's numbered to 100. Buster Posey, and these are game used. It does specifically say they're not from the World Series, but they are game used. So Buster Posey to 100. And then one that, again, I'm probably going to price just all high as all hell because it's Brandon Crawford, one of the top 3 Giants from that era. Jersey or patch auto numbered 50 of 50 from the World Series. This one is just like, it's so cool. So I feel like I pick up a ton of modern baseball, and I got a heads up that this stuff was down there. So I had some time yesterday. I made a special trip. And I did buy a ton of other like modern stuff, the same stuff that I've run through my Whatnot shows, my eBay store pretty consistently. But that stuff I have not seen like probably in person since 2015. And I like this Jeter. Man, I can't get over this. This Jeter is just a card that you won't see. And yeah, I probably paid like full market on it, but I don't care. It's so cool. Even the coloring of the snow camo looks good with the Yankees parallel. Not as good, or the pink doesn't look as good as the snow camo. So this one, numbered to 99, is just an all-timer. Happy to add that one to the I should say the rotation, because while I am going to list it for sale, if it ends up not selling, okay, not a bad thing to have happen. So when I say I have too many cards, if I can concentrate more into that kind of stuff, I am much happier. And with the move happening, I did shrink the store. I had 53,000 listings, I think is what I got up to, and it is now down to 2,000. 2,068 is the exact count right now. The thing that I did, I thought I would get down to about 500, but I'm at 2,000 because of the player lots. I had a bunch of player lots listed and still do. And a lot of those I am going to take down because the players, they're just not relevant anymore. But it was an easier thing for me to pick up the 3,200 count boxes that those player lots are in and move them to a safe place, know that they're there and keep those listed. And then I can go through that a little bit slower and weed out the stuff that players that don't play anymore or just don't have any interest. Mail day must be Issei now. Oh, easy. Now I get it. I did so I put my store in vacation mode, and I still had 49 sales from now and when I did it. I want to say I did it on March 24th, maybe March 26th, somewhere in that range. So that's it was about 8 days. So yeah, my shipping in the morning is going to be way less. I'm not going to have the bulk buys either. So if I get a 50 card order, which I've had happen, a handful of times, it takes me a while to pull 50 cards. Right now, I have 6 active boxes of cards versus what was, I want to say about 46 to 48, somewhere in that range of boxes that I had to pull cards out of. So now that I'm only at 6, they're right next to my shipping station. I'm going to be able to fly through shipping. Obviously, what this does do is shrink the amount of cards that I can sell, because if I'm not selling anything less than $20, which is my new goal moving forward, only list stuff above 20, then I am going to have less cards that I can buy, but hopefully bigger margins on that stuff. So when I sell a card, I'm a lot more excited, because what was happening in the last month or so, if I sold a card at $1.99, even a $3.99 card, I was annoyed's not the right word, but it just felt like I didn't get the same joy that I used to get of having any single card sale. I was pumped. Now, if I get a card sale of $4 or less, I'm just like, man, that's tough. With Whatnot, with the ability to go live and just immediately sell through a stack of cards versus have them sit on eBay and not be able to sell them as quickly, it's such a big difference, because I don't have to store literally, I just said 200,000 cards sitting there trying to sell those and have them sit there and take up space. And because I'm in a smaller space, a smaller room, which is a good thing, I just don't want to carry that burden of having all those sit around or store them or find a way to have them stored and then access them. It's not just about the storage, because if I could just set out a shelf and put 15 boxes on it, that's no big deal. But then I have to go into those 15 boxes and pull out card in row 3, tab C, and the 55th card in that lot. That's a terrible way to grab cards and waste a lot of time. So I've been pumped to shrink, and now I just got to kind of get my bearings on how I'm going to do things. I'm running a Whatnot show as soon as this is over at 1:00. I'm running a dollar card show, so it's going to be quick. It's going to be not a ton of cards, but I'm going to do sudden death, and I want to sell 100 cards. If things are going well and I sell more, so be it. But I want to sell 100 cards and get my bearings on my shipping station. I think I have everything set up similar to how I did before, but it's definitely not identical. So I will need to figure out how to work through this area and get things ready to go. Yeah, I do have to move them. What I ended up doing was putting them in the garage, which is not ideal. However, if tomorrow that garage caught on fire and all those cards were gone, I would be okay. I know that sounds ridiculous, but the idea of not having to move those cards, think about those cards, or see those cards is actually like a mental stress that makes me feel better. One of the things I wrote down is like I have way too many cards, not only because of how many cards I have that are actually listed for sale, but all the stuff that isn't for sale is just money that's sitting there not doing anything. Most of those cards, I mean, I would assume 99% of them, I spent some amount of money on. So it's a sunk cost. They're just sitting there. They can't sell. I'm not sorting them. I'm not doing anything with them. So they're just taking up money. And instead of trying to collect some of that money, if it was all gone and I just focused on what I have in house and then tried to buy better, I'm 2.5 years into being a full-time buyer and seller. I'm a much better buyer now than I was 6 months ago, a year ago, 2.5 years ago. So if I take what I've learned and concentrate it into better buying, quicker selling, because that's the biggest thing with live selling. It's so much quicker. I think I can recuperate and build a better business overall. It's not to say I won't build like a huge eBay store again, but I won't do it on my own. I will have to have someone working for me that can ship, that can pick, and I'll have to have more space. Which, if I can pay someone whatever the going rate is, whether it's $20 an hour, $25 an hour, and they're willing to pick and ship, I can live in that very low end market. It does sound like there are some shipping changes coming. This is what I read. July, middle of July, probably 5-ish weeks from now, bubble mailer weight is not going to matter anymore. So right now, if anything's 4 ounces or less, 8 ounces or less, 12 ounces or less, a pound or less, those are 4 different shipment prices. It sounds like, this is not confirmed, anything a pound or less is going to be the same if it's in a bubble mailer. So the eBay standard envelope does appear to be unchanged. Still be able to ship that way, which has its own flaws. Probably a 90% success rate for across the board, I would assume. And then the bubble mailers, if I'm paying the 15-ounce rate, I believe it'll be $7 at my discounted eBay rate. And if I were to go to the eBay or the USPS desk and pay retail, I want to say it's probably $9 to $10 to ship a card across the country at that 1 pound weight right now. So if everything ships to that, or shifts to that 1 pound weight, bubble mailer shipping will be interesting. I'm curious how stuff in the $30 to $70 range will be affected, because if you're essentially adding 33% more cost, I mean, obviously it's already at $5, $7, $8, whatever it is, but getting up to that $9 or $10, I'm really curious if that's going to have an effect on that middle of the road market. And I'm also curious if these companies like Whatnot, eBay, Pirate Ship are going to be able to negotiate their rates lower, which they already have. I'm paying $2.50 less on eBay than I would at the USPS desk. But I'm curious if that's going to stay in place, if they're going to be able to negotiate at the same rate or lower than they are now, or if they're going to be able to discount the weights and see if that'll be any different. There's always raising costs and prices within cards, within shipping. So like I get it, but that is one that may shift things to like unsustainable territory on certain cards. Obviously stuff in $100 and up, it's not going to be as big of a market, but there's not that many $100 and up cards, one that I'm selling or two that I'm buying. So we'll see about the shift in that. The new products are coming. We've only had a few for 2026. We had Series 1, we had Heritage, and then one of the higher end products, Topps Chrome Black, and what just released, Bowman. In the next 5 weeks, though, we have a lot more. 2025 Platinum Anniversary comes out on Friday. That is 2 days from today. I'm still unsure if I'm going to mess with that. I'm going to try and get in the Topps purchase window. I think it's 11 a.m. Eastern time on Friday. If I can buy a hobby box or whatever else is available for sale, I will buy that, because the secondary market is ridiculous on those. Series 2 comes out on June 10th, which is not this Wednesday, but obviously a week from today, next Wednesday. I need to search some pricing on that. I haven't found good retail pricing because I missed the initial pre-sale on top, so still need to look into that. June 15th is the Dynamic Duels pre-order, which is a product that I've always enjoyed. Usually one auto per box and or a numbered card per box, and it looks like the cool image, like some cool images this year, some cool inserts. So might mess around with that. Topps Dynasty comes out on the 17th, which is not a product I'm ripping, but Dynasty does have a very, very loyal followings for the higher end products, your tier ones, your luminaries, all the other ones. I can't even think of all of them. Dynasty definitely does have like a top tier following compared to the others. Dynasty cards, same type of print run, auto, photo, whatever. Dynasty does better by far on the secondary market. And then 2026 Topps Finest, there's actually first day issue available on Topps right now, or at least they started at 12. It was a reverse Dutch auction. It started at 1200. I'm not interested in first day issue stuff, but it said on that July 6th is going to be the release day for Finest. And then on the sell sheet, they showed Kevin McGonigal and Connor Griffin cards. So that's cool. We should get McGonigal, Weatherholt, Griffin, DeLauder, Parker Messick, all that. So Finest should be a fun release. And Boofus, what's going on? And also, in addition to Finest, they are going to have retail this year. So normally Finest is only a hobby product. If we have retail this year, I'm pumped for that. I would prefer to lean into retail because I don't care about autographs and Finest. They don't sell as well as the box price would indicate. I'm more of a show me some color, show me some variations type guy. Give me some inserts of the top rookies, and I'll be on my way. I've never ripped Dynasty, but I know those game used patches in there are always they're always very, very sought after. The bigger the patch, the better it does. They're low numbered, they're autographed, they look really good. So not for me. I love case hits and Finest. I really do. They don't sell as well as you would expect, but oh, there you go. Finest big head. I actually had a few big heads come through. I had a Vladdy from J-Back, and then I had Acuna headliners. I want to say the Acuna headliners I got like $350 for, which surprised me because most Finest case hits don't sell for that. The Fiesta Finest case hit is like a $20 card for most players. Yeah, headliners. The headliners even from the year before, they weren't case hits, so they didn't sell as well. They were not as sought after. So the fact that they made them case hits, obviously the big head variation, like that has a lot to do with it. But the price jump from 1 year to making it a case hit was actually pretty surprising for me. So I'm hoping to find Finest. It sounds like it'll be mega boxes. So hopefully mega boxes for Finest. I would love to get them in bulk, like a case. I assume it'll be 20-box case. If I can get 20 of them, sign me all the way up. I'm ready. If 50, it'll probably be 60 a box if I had to guess on that. If I can do a $60 mega case of Finest, I will be pumped. Yeah, I want to say it was $250 on the Vlad. Maybe I had it listed for $250 and I sold it for $200, something along those lines. Those headliners, man, they saw a huge jump. Bowman Megas, I agree. They got rid of the base packs that now do 2 mega cards per pack. That was huge. I think it makes that product a lot more fun to open, which is again why we're here. Cards are supposed to be fun. Yes, I make money buying and selling cards, but they are supposed to be fun. So doing that flip in mega boxes, I agree, is a much better way to market that product. I would have guessed Paul Skeens is up there for sure. I would, especially in a PSA 10 version. That'll play all day. I have not. I did. Obviously, I saw the PSA news. I didn't really want to cover it because I don't really know what we were expecting. Like, of course, this was going to happen again. It happened once before. PSA is just getting slammed with submissions, and it makes total sense. If you have a card that sells for 150 raw, and you can grade it a 10 that sells for 650, which is a large percentage of the Shohei Ohtani market right now. Anything in a PSA 10 Shohei Ohtani is just insane. Of course, they're going to get backlogged. Of course, they're going to shut down grading value levels. And of course, people are going to be upset. I don't know what else we saw coming. They purchased multiple competitors of theirs to hopefully like strip some of their resources to grade more cards, and they still haven't been able to keep up. And yeah, a 10 million card backlog. And I'm only talking baseball, let alone what the Pokemon market does. And I know how many people are buying that and selling that and grading that. I see people at card shows with literal loops that they're trying to buy from people, and they're guessing grades right there. So I understand how big the grading market is, but like I just want to grade 20 cards a month or 20 cards every 2 months. It just sucks for guys like me. But again, what else are they supposed to do? I just don't understand. Yeah, I mean, listen, Boofus, you should jump on it if you can while you can. I will gladly take overtime while they're offering it, and showing up on Saturdays. That it's not ideal because obviously Saturdays a lot of stuff going on, but if you can make some money, go ahead and grab it. The PSA 9 selling for the same as Raw still doesn't make sense to me. If it costs you $15 or at this point now $25 or upwards of $80 if you want to submit any card right now, of course it should have some premium. A 9 selling for less than a Raw is wild to me. I mean, I know that they Papa Shays. I know that they have PSA subcontracts, and even like Jeff at Cards HQ said they have a submission station right in their store. I mean, I know that all these breakers are sending in for their people, and they have consignment services and all that stuff. I don't know what PSA is supposed to do other than hire 100 more graders, and then the entire section of grading is already so subjective. If you add another 100 graders, the subjectivity and the whole reason we're grading then becomes even wider. And I don't know, man. I could talk about this forever because I don't quite understand it. I say that as I'm buying PSA cards and bragging that this is a pop one. It's just a tough world, and I know people are upset. Handyman, yes, I just messaged you on Whatnot right before I went live. I'm going to go live on Whatnot at 1:00. So it's not easy to do, and I understand they're trying, and it's not easy work, and there's the repetitiveness of it too. I'm sure there is a ceiling on how much you can grade in a certain amount of time before your eyes get tired, your hands get tired. Like there is a certain threshold to be able to do that for, I don't know, whether it's an hour straight, 2 hours straight. You can't just sit in the chair and do exactly the same thing. I don't care what it is. There has to be some type of breakup within what you're doing. And so when people are like, oh, why can't they even check it in? Probably because they have 200 packages that they've received. They're probably not even receiving packages. They're receiving trucks of packages. So it's just this constant barrage of submissions and just like this. I'm honestly, I'm surprised they let it get to 10 million cards. That sounds like such a high volume of cards to be like have sitting there backlogged, however they categorize it to bring it in and separate it. That seems insane to me. 500 cards in 8 hours with no errors. I mean, no errors. That I don't care how much you do something. 8 hours with no errors. That's pretty tough to do. 500 repetitions. That's a lot. And errors happen, mistakes happen. People love to jump on PSA when a mistake happens or they get a flip wrong or whatever. Yeah, it happens, man. How many times have I sent an email with a misspelling? Probably 1 out of every 3 emails I've sent in my life have had something that was marked incorrectly. So if I was a PSA grader, I would have 177 mistakes in my 500 cards in a day. Yeah, I don't know what took so long. Less than a minute per card. I don't even want to do that math. That makes me scared. And I'm not saying Boofus is wrong. I'm not saying that PSA is wrong. That is just like seems like a very, very high threshold to continuously do all the time. And also, Handyman, Boofus, J-Back, Papa Shays. I appreciate you guys being here. This chat is popping off. 480 minutes and 8 hours. Yeah. I mean, the math checks out. I believe you. So a minute per card. And that's if you take, like your eyes never go off of your work. That is what 508 hours looks like. You can never take your eyes off your work. It's a minute per card. That's insane to think about. I should have known PSA chat was going to get it going. Right. No, of course you take breaks and there's within your own work, like in your workstation, if I'm listing 100 cards, there's no way that I'm going start to finish list, put away, and like edit my spreadsheet all without taking a break of whether it's mental break, eye break, just stepping away from it for a second. So to continuously try and grade 500 straight cards and obviously take breaks, however you're doing, it's just impossible. Listen, man, I appreciate you. I understand that like watching a live at midday on Wednesday is tough for people, but I am trying to be consistent, show up, and then just be responsive in the chat because I would love to make this a weekly thing. I mean, I already am making it a weekly thing, but it's I make a list of notes that I want to talk about and things I want to talk about. There have been shows where I talk to no one, and I'm okay with it. There's no responsibility for anyone to be here, but it is a lot more fun to talk with people, to talk about the business, to talk about the hobby of sports cards, Pokemon cards, whatever we're into. And yeah, this is great to be able to bounce off ideas and chat with you guys. Listen, Whatnot stream is going. I have a link in the description. If you've never been in, just hit a follow. I'm on there enough. You'll catch a stream when it's convenient. Yeah, I've done well selling the lower end. For me, it's about speed. It is hard to talk to an empty room, but only because I have like a list of notes. I can do it for a while, but if I kind of get like sidetracked or I run out of things to talk about, I try and do at least a half hour every show because I want to give people the chance to see it. And also, I'll admit to you guys, I'm trying to get my watch hours up. I didn't only do this to get my watch hours up, but it is part of the equation. So I'm working on it. I do need to get ready for this Whatnot show. It's starting in 24 minutes. I think I have everything set up, but with a new room and new plugs, new lights, and everything, I have to figure it out. So I'm gonna end it here just so I can make sure that's set up for 1 o'clock. I already had to move that start time from Monday to today because I wasn't ready. So I think I'm set up. I think I'm ready. Either way, guys, thank you so much. It was great talking with you guys. I'll be back every Wednesday. Stop in there, stop in Whatnot, wherever it is. Find me. I'll be here. Thanks, guys.